Alright, so there's a lot of people who pretended they were going to help. You can't help if you're not willing to find out what's going on. I didn't want to do all this shit on Facebook. I couldn't get anybody in person to listen. Jojo wouldn't. Derek wouldn't. It's Derek Parrish and Joanna Smith, or Joanna Taylor Smith. My dad, I went up there hoping that he would help. And all this time, what I've needed is somebody in Colorado to go in with me to make a police report. Nobody actually did that. There's a reason that the police separate you from anybody who can witness what they're doing. It's so they can do wrong things, things that are against the law. My dad, he didn't understand that I needed to get money coming in before I could do anything with this vehicle. That didn't matter to him. I was overwhelmed by the time Natalie died. I was overwhelmed by the time I went to Virginia. When I left Virginia, I needed some positivity in my life, and I didn't have any. Everybody blew me off. Every witness blew me off, and blew me off, and blew me off, and then they say they're sorry. When people accuse you of being a child molester and a rapist, you don't get an honest chance from anyone. There's a lady here, her name's Rihanna. Last year I spent money to go up there and see her because she said that she could take me in for a couple of weeks, just long enough for me to do all the things I need to do. You guys don't understand what having a crippling panic attack is. I needed a safe place. You don't want to understand what a safe place is, because most of you have it. Most of you have family. Most of you have friends that'll take you in. If you don't, you're homeless, and you're victimized for being homeless. You're victimized because you have nobody in your corner. My dad was never in my corner. Not ever. Neither was my mom. No matter how good a person I was, it didn't matter to them. Of course, there's a reason for that. It's because when they abused me, I turned them in. The cops didn't give a fuck then either. That's the problem with the term mentally ill. It's not a proper term. People keep telling me there's these services there that can help me. I've posted phone call after phone call after phone call to these services. Obviously, they're not going to help me. Therapy doesn't help me get a lawyer or defend myself against these monsters. Pills don't do anything to help me at all. When I'm overwhelmed, there's a fucking reason for it. When I'm having a panic attack, there's a fucking reason for it. People who claim to be my friends after Natalie died, they went out of their way to show that they're not. Pierce showed me that he's not my friend before Natalie died. Ryan showed that he's not my friend before Natalie died. Lana, Miss Jerry, Jenny, Tyler, Amanda, they all showed me they're not my friends before Natalie died. All of these people got away with the things that they did by ganging up on me. Not caring that I have emotions too, and I can't defend myself against them. Because I don't have money, I don't have services. I made the best decisions I could with the information at hand. But the information at hand was people lying to me. They all knew exactly how to hurt me, and then they did so. I needed protected from these people. I knew what it is that I needed to do. But everybody along the way wanted to do everything they could to pretend like they were going to help me and then stand in the way. My public pretenders did everything they could not to requisition the evidence that was required. It's not their job. That's the problem. I don't have the money for a real lawyer, and I don't actually have anybody in my corner. When I came up to see Rayanna, it wasn't until I got here that she told me her husband said no. Maybe she should have told me that earlier. That was last year, by the way. This year, she said that she'd help. But again, her husband is against it. She tells me, my husband has never had to deal with any of that stuff. He's never been homeless. They live in his parents' house. They sometimes pay rent and sometimes don't. They're getting a lot of help. And there's 2 of them working jobs. Her sister is another one of them people who wasted my time and money. She did the same thing Rayanna did twice last year. Twice the year before. Lana and Amanda treated me completely like shit. They weren't willing to sit down and work with me on it. They wanted to tell me what to do. I'm overwhelmed. I'm trying to do the things that I need to do. So stop interrupting me. They said that I could have a room to myself. That was the only place that I had my own room. They said they'd leave me alone while I was in my room. And then they didn't. They kept knocking on my door. I'm overwhelmed with all this stuff that I have to get done already. And then they have more stuff that they want me to do. So I tried to do the stuff that they wanted me to do. It didn't matter. They're never going to be honest about the shit they put me through. None of these people are. I admit when I do wrong things. At the same time, the things that I did were not wrong. I don't have anyone in my corner willing to help me. This vehicle costs me money. I have no fucking income. I am still disabled. What happened to me because I spoke out. Instead of just taking the abuse. Rayanna doesn't have to take this abuse. Her husband doesn't have to take this abuse. Her kids don't have to take this abuse. Lana doesn't have to take this abuse. She claims that she has the same amount of money coming in as I do. No, she doesn't. Her and her daughter both have incomes coming in. Her daughter gets paid $11 an hour for living with Lana. I needed their help. I didn't need Lana snapping at me every fucking morning. She snaps at everybody in the fucking house. I went up to Montana because I needed help. I needed Miss Jerry's help. But the 3 times that I went to see Miss Jerry, she was on her phone or she was busy with Lana. I was overwhelmed with the shit that I was going through there. And sure, by mid-afternoon, Lana was usually calmed down and not as shitty of a human being. But the fact is, it still happened. And then I got people like this Andrew Orthfeller who pretended like he was going to help. Yeah, you see how that worked out? Instead of finding out what was going on, not one person took the time to find out what's going on. I need a place to sit down and write all of this down. Now, it's not just the fact that I need a place to write it down. I need a place that's not overwhelming. I mean, I understand that it costs money to live on. I know. I don't have any money coming in. I'm sorry. I'm fucking sorry, okay? Why do I have to say sorry for the things that these people did to me? I tried to show what was going on. No officer would take a look. No public pretender would take a look. Call these people. Call those people. You have any idea how many fucking phone calls I've made? Fucking kill me! God damn it!